something fun tonight. We're honoring some very outstanding Alexandrians for their service back to the community here. So many people are honored and cherished, and good things are said about them when they're gone. But this is an opportunity for us to say thank you for what you've done while you're living, and you can smell the roses. So really, that's what it's about.
Welcome one and all to this evening's august ceremony. It is my pleasure to introduce the nominees for the 2010 Living Legends of Alexandria. Chet Avery.
I think that one of the most exciting things that a person can do who has a disability or who wants to help out the community is to get involved in disability issues. This city likes ideas, it likes people involved. Access is a continuing issue. There are exciting things to be done. People view them as being very worthwhile. Today's solution might be a barrier to tomorrow.
Alice Merrill and Linda Odell.
We're here in the Art League Annex on the corner of Duke and Union Street. It's an old warehouse with lots of character, and this is where our Soho Space of Her Own mentoring program meets.
She had an idea about a trading spaces sort of concept, and the more we talked about it, the more excited we got about it, and it was just explosive. It was really a very exciting idea of combining a mentoring program with an artistic projects and artistic activities. And what a perfect place to do it than at the Art League.
Okay, we started the program 7 years ago, and it was in response to a community-wide survey of youth in Alexandria. And we found that kids needed mentors, they needed positive engagement in the community, they needed to know that adults in the community cared about them, they needed to be engaged in the arts. So we developed this program to address all of those needs in an effort to prevent juvenile crime and prevent teen pregnancy, promote high school graduation, and it seems to be working, which is really exciting.
That combination of art and mentoring has been very successful, hugely successful.
Nelson Greene Sr.
I really think I made a hit. Somewhere down the line, I made a hit, and I was very, very welcomed with what I was doing there. And I was very, very lucky to make a hit in the right direction. I was doing things differently. I was embalming differently, and I just made people look more like themselves. I just did the things that I thought I should do.
V. Rodger Digilio.
I always felt that it was important not only to live life, but to help others live their lives better. The community is everybody, and I think in all your activities, you try to work with everybody. When I started in Alexandria, I just went to a meeting of this drug treatment education and legislation association, and started talking with the people about the problem and becoming knowledgeable in the problem and thinking about ways in which we could deal with it. And I didn't have any connections at all in the city, and I hardly knew anybody. I didn't really know anybody in the room. So I think anyone who wants to get involved can get involved. Everybody who is working on dealing with issues of any sort is looking for help.
T. Michael Miller.
During the course of this 30 years, we came across many interesting discoveries. Many times to ferret out additional information on these large number of properties. The largest number of federal and Georgian property in the United States, and people just were excited. They were anxious to learn more about Alexandria, and they wanted to go out and study their historic houses. Before, you could have maybe a little card shelf of 100 or so cards. But I realized that we would never get a handle on what was happening here until we unearthed as much as we could about the archival resources as well as the artifacts themselves. For years, literally, I would work on my card files, and they just ran all over my house like a slinky.
John Porter.
People ask me what was the most rewarding part of my career. I look back at what I kind of very roughly estimate to be about 20,000 kids that I've had contact with in one fashion or the other over that period of time. My biggest reward is knowing that in many, not all, but in many of those cases, I made some sort of impact in somebody else's life. So I've been very, very lucky to have had the opportunity to play a role, small in many ways, but play a role in the lives of other people, which brought me to act for Alexandria. Alexandria is a very caring community. Alexandria is a very giving community, and one that really, truly wishes to help others that may not be as fortunate. And it's wonderful to be a part of this community and be able to continue to work in that vein and work with people.
Joan and John Renner.
We do what we do because we enjoy working with the community and giving back to Alexandria.
The thing that has been the most fun is working with the Rotary Club of Alexandria and our Alexandria Rotary Foundation in putting on Taste for Giving. It's something that we do that really helps the community, but it's totally fun. Everyone in our club has a part. Everyone mobilizes, everyone does their best with their gifts and puts out this wonderful, fun event that helps scores of Alexandria charities.
The needs are here, the organizations are here.
Our next project will be whatever's needed.
It's a good team. Everybody tells us that we're a good fit in terms of getting things done. I can be the front man sometimes, and she takes care of all the details.
In helping others, you accidentally help yourself.
David G. Speck.
In different ways, without it being spoken, I grew up in an environment that giving back was part of being in this community. It was just sort of part of our lives. And so as I became an adult, I wanted to get involved. And as I got more involved and did things that the role of being able to craft solutions from a legislative standpoint became even more interesting to me. And both in local government and in the state legislature, you're still close enough to the people that you serve that you really do get a sense that when you are seeing a problem, you have the ability to find a solution.
Pat Troy.
I'm Pat Troy. I'm the owner of Pat Troy's Restaurant and Pub in Old Town Alexandria. I started this restaurant and pub 30 years ago. It has, I've moved from the original 132 North Royal Street for 20 years there, 10 years here, and some of the great achievements has been in running a great restaurant and dedicating it to the people that make America such a great country. I started the first parade down King Street, started at Alfred Street, and the parade lasted 24 minutes. And now it's gone into a 2-hour parade, And that's how it all got started, because I wanted to show the Irish contribution to Alexandria, which was a lot. And I wanted to do this, and it is growing now into one of the great parades in the city, and I'm very proud of that. I have the special living legend salute developed. 2 fingers, the right hand. People do not say hello, Pat Troy anymore that know me to say. They come in, salute me to say, living legend, how are you doing?
Lois Walker.
People have to have dreams and visions of the future. They have to try to follow their dreams and see if the future can somehow come together with their dreams. I loved giving other people a chance to really fulfill their dreams and get a lot of the things done that they wanted to do. I am working with Tim Levain on Streetcar Coalition because I think streetcars coming from Old Town to Landmark and across to the Mark Winkler project and through Northern Virginia Community College and joining up with Arlington streetcars and coming from the Pentagon back down through Potomac Yard would be a dream I'd love to see.
Alphabetically last but not least, Betty R. Wright.
My husband and I established a foundation, the Frank and Betty Wright Foundation, with the idea that we could use the funds in the foundation to do good works for people who needed things in the city of Alexandria. And we read in the Washington Post a rather long story about the children who were actually graduating from school without being able to read. And we decided that that might be an area in which we could help. We're giving the gift of literacy. And as a living legend, I will only continue doing what I have been doing over the years, but I hope to do it better since I now realize that some people might be watching.